What up, everybody? It's CloaknDaggerish here with another Entropia Universe video. Today I'm at Camp Icarus and we're going to talk about Mind Force. Yes, the space magic of Entropia Universe. The other night I was live streaming and the subject of Mind Force came up, and there seemed to be a little bit of confusion about the subject matter as what types of mind essence are used for which kinds of chips and a few other things. So I thought this would be an excellent subject for my latest Entropia Universe video. So I'm going to dive into just the basics of it. I'm not going to get into the percentages and if the chips are better than using your standard hunting weapons and stuff like that. I'm just going to show you how to insert the chips because it can be kind of tricky. We're going to talk about the different types of mind essences and what they are used for. And then I might demo some of the chips a little bit here, depending on where we're at for time. So let's get started. In order to use Mind Force, you're going to need a couple of things. First of all, let's pull up my inventory here. You're going to go, all your stuff is going to appear in this bottom window tab. This is your Mind Force tab. Most of this stuff can be bought from the TT machine. Besides needing Mind Force chips, which is kind of the obvious thing, in order to put them in your body, they go inside you, you are going to need a Mind Force implant of some type. This one can be obtained from the TT machine, and it is good for any kind of chip up to level 10. Anything over a level 10 chip, you're going to need a level 20 implant or a level 30 implant, and so on and so forth. They're in increments of 10. What's kind of nice is a level 20 implant will work with chips 1 through 20. A level 30 implant chip or a level 30 implant will work with chips 1 to 30. So this implant is good for chips up to level 10. Like I said, you can get this out of the TT machine. The other thing you're going to need is an implant inserter. And this is where it gets a little tricky. This tool is kind of weird to use. I was experimenting with it, trying to remember how to use it. But this is what you're going to use to put the implant into your body. And once that implant is in your body, then you can equip these different chips and you can use them. So how it works is you want to equip. You can see my guy has the implant inserter in his hands. And then what you're going to do, I believe, is just hit your action. Whoops. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag your implant onto the tool, and then you're ready to implant. And then you just hit your action button, and you're going to get this message window. You're going to hit OK. And then he's going to make some noises and scream in terrible pain, bounce around. And now the implant is inside my body, and I can use chips. You can tell if it's in because you're going to get this little icon by your health bar that will appear. So now we can equip these different chips. And we can do stuff like healing. We can attack. If we had a teleporter chip, we could use that. All sorts of different stuff. Okay, so now that we have it in, you might be wondering, how do I get it out? This is also kind of tricky. You don't have to drag it onto the tool to remove it because it's going to say it's equipped. What you do, and you can't unequip it by right-clicking on it. All you do is equip the inserter tool, hit your action button, and you're going to get the message again, and it'll ask you if you want to remove it. And then you hit OK to remove it or cancel if you don't want to. I'm going to leave it in because I want to use these different chips. So that is basically how you get started using Mind Force. So there are 3 different types of Mind Force chips, main different types of chips you can use. There are a few others. We're not going to talk about them all. I just wanted to cover the basics for you. The 3 main ones that you're going to have are regen chips, which heal you. There are a couple different attack chips, which all do some sort of damage in some sort of form. And then there are teleportation chips, which move your avatar from one place to another. Now, I don't have any teleportation chips, so I can't demonstrate that to you, but I can show you the regen and the attack chips, because I do have those. Now, all these chips can use different forms of mind. There's regular mind essence, which is created by combining sweat and force nexus. There is light mind essence, which is a combination of light sweat, which you get from looting creatures, and force nexus. And then there is something called synthetic mind essence, which you can buy from the TT machine under ammunition, I believe. So how do you know which mind essence you need for which chips? Well, this is where I had to do some research. I dug around on the auction. I looked at a ton of different chips. I did some research on Entropia Wiki, and this is what I came up with. I got my notes here in front of me. For the regen chips, levels 1 through 5, you're going to use synthetic mind essence for the most part. Now, I didn't look at every single chip in the game, but as a general rule of thumb, this should get you, in the ballpark. Regen chips level 1 through 5 use synthetic mind essence. Anything above that, level 6 and above, is going to use regular mind essence, stuff that you make combining sweat and force nexus. All the attack chips that I looked at, doesn't matter if it was level 1, level 7, level 10, level 20, whatever I could find, every single one that I looked at used synthetic mind essence. It didn't use regular mind essence. It didn't use light mind essence. And I believe the reason behind this is they work similar to like the guns and the swords in the game that are ammo burners. All those use ammunition that you can get from the TT machine or universal ammo. So these being attack chips, that is why they use the synthetic mind essence that you can get from the TT machine, is to kind of be cohesive with the rest of the weapons in the game. Most of the weapons in the game don't use any kind of ammunition that have some sort of markup. I know there's probably some exceptions there. There's stuff that use explosive ammo, and I don't really know how that works. We'll save that for another day. Okay, so that's the regen chips, the attack chips, and then there's the teleportation chips. Every teleportation chip that I looked at, whether it be level 1 or level 7, they might go higher. I didn't see anything higher than a level 7, but I could be wrong. All of them that I looked at, they all use regular mind essence, the sweat and force nexus. None of them use synthetic mind essence. None of them use light mind essence. So that's just a kind of general rule of thumb to keep in mind. Now, what the heck is light mind essence used for? The only place that I could find where light mind essence was used was not as an ammunition of any sort, but it's actually a crafting ingredient. Yep. I found it in the blueprints for the Mind Force amplifiers that would like increase your damage for your different chips. And then also you can craft these implants. And when you craft those implants, that is where the light mind essence is used. So I hope this kind of clears some things up for you a little bit. So let's just quick review. Regen chips 1 through 5, synthetic mind essence. Anything 6 and above, regular mind essence. All your attack chips, synthetic mind essence. All your teleportation chips, mind essence. Light mind essence is used for crafting. Now, there are, I'm sure, exceptions to these rules, but for the most part, that should cover the majority of the chips. All right, I hope that kind of clears some things up for you guys. So, now that we got that figured out, how do you use the chips? Well, you can just equip them like any other weapon in the game. And so right now I have a corrosive level 1 chip equipped. And it works just like a gun, a knife, any of the tools in the game. You just equip it. I'm currently using universal ammo. You click on your target. You can auto tool or just use your tool. And once you're in range, it'll start using it. It's pretty slick. And then same thing with the health chips that's here. I'm gonna pull a mob. And let him hurt me, hopefully. This is a level 1 regen chip. Oops. Let's just take a look while we're waiting to get hurt here. So yeah, so if you're not sure, it uses synthetic mind essence and universal ammo. Alright, so we took some damage, so same thing. Just hit your tool button, and you'll heal, and you'll get that sweet purple glow. You can also heal other people with it. There are chips that will do like an aerial heal. So you'll see those get used at like the sweating circles where they'll heal multiple parties. It's kind of cool. Multiple people in the party. Wow, somebody's just going to town here. But yeah, so that's kind of your basics on Mind Force. That's how you equip the chips. That's the difference between all the different mind essences. I hope that was the biggest thing I wanted to kind of clear up, was what they all were and what they are all used for. And that just kind of gives you a general idea of how to use the chips. It's something that's a little bit different. I don't see a ton of people using it anymore. You see a lot of maybe more of the Uber players using it. You don't see a lot of new people getting into it. It is a little bit expensive, especially because that implant I think is like 21 ped from the TT machine, and then you need another 15 ped to get the tool to put it in. But once it's in, you can sell that tool, and it only uses like 1 pec every time you put that implant in and out. So then you can turn around and sell it back to the TT machine if you want that cash. But the chips are very reasonable for the most part, at least on the lower end of it. And it's just kind of something different. I really like the regen chips. So yeah, go ahead and give them a try. And that's going to do it for this video today, guys. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you thought. If you didn't like it, tell me down there. If you loved it, tell me what you loved about it. I really appreciate that. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my future Entropia Universe content, including my live streams. I'm starting to do live streams here once in a while, guys. That's a great time to sit down, chat with me. If you got questions, that's a fantastic time to ask them because I'm right there. I can answer it right away. As well as other people in the stream can also help me with those